You're good. Go ahead. Look at Duke's because I'd like to ski as many slopes as we could. We'll mark it on the map. North Star is this way, and we'll go to. We'll ski this next. I want to go to North Star. This is a little bit crowded, and no one's warmed up yet, so North Star will be a little safer. But it's been groomed, so it'll be good enough. We'll do that the second run. It's looking good, Mark. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I feel quite natural, yeah.
Looks very relaxed.
Yeah, I feel
good warm up.
Yeah, it's a nice big wide slope as well.
Yep. I want to talk. Good, everything's coming back good. Listen, for safety reasons, when it's crowded like this, we want to use a narrower terrain to make the turn. So instead of using half the terrain, let's try to narrow it down to maybe a third. Because if we do big long turns, it gets a little dangerous, people coming down too fast. One thing that will help us narrow the turn is if we let the uphill leg get a little more relaxed and let it wander by itself up the slope like this. And that puts more pressure on the downhill ski, which tightens up the turn. And you can kind of point this ski. We'll introduce a little bit of rotary skill, because this ski is not going to turn if you take the pressure off of it. So we can just kind of rotate the foot to make it point the same place this is.
I find
Yeah.
it feels as though I'm doing something wrong, but on each of the turns I feel as though more of my weight is on my downhill ski than the uphill ski. Is that wrong or right?
It's neither wrong nor right. It depends a lot on what you're trying to do with the skis.
Yeah.
If the more pressure will typically make that ski turn more quickly, a tighter turn, smaller turn, which is what we want here. So I would say it would be right on this type of slope.
I'm finding that what's tending to happen is that I'm tending to lead what I'm doing with the downhill ski, and the uphill ski is following.
Yeah, that's correct. If you have more pressure on the downhill ski, it's going to bend more, it's going to turn more rapidly,
and
and that's
I'm adjusting the uphill ski to follow it round.
And as long as you know you're doing that, that's exactly the maneuver I'm talking about here. And then when we get on really, and you start skiing a lot faster, this is actually a racing maneuver, and it's called clearing the inside ski. And the purpose is exactly what you're describing, is to put more pressure on the downhill ski. Because remember, the thing that turns us is the pressure on the skis and how much angle we're tipping. Those two things essentially roll the ski up on the edge, and you can follow it. But flex the ankle so you're pushing on the tongue of the boot.
Okay.
And that wobbly should go away, but if you're wobbling, it probably means you're a little bit back on the ski like this.
Okay.
So just try to raise taller and press on the front of the boot.
Awesome. Okay, thank you so much.
You're quite welcome anytime.
Light in the snow, okay? Sensation is pretty terrible on this thing.
Okay. These big skis are hard to manipulate if you're not moving.
Right, that's actually hard to see, but there's a button which is just beyond where that button is there on the screen. You'll hear it click when you
Yes,
make a...
Well, we got one for sure.
Yeah, I heard it click.
Okay. Good, nice job. And so here we'll speed up. Just do a wide stance and flex a little bit, lower your center of mass so you're nice and secure. And then we'll just go straight up that road to that sign. Let me just give you a couple of reminders from yesterday. We want to start our turn by reaching down the hill and tapping the pole, and then we want to start tipping the skis and being very patient for the turn to develop. You're about halfway through the turn, you're starting to push your heels around. and that'll get you in trouble on steeper slopes. You'll spin out. So I'd say instead of pushing the heels around, edge more.
Okay.
Because you'd like to stay on the edges the whole time. No rotary in here at all, just the edging skill. So just tip, 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 continue to tip more and more and more. You should have the maximum tip angle at the very end of the turn before you roll to the other edges. Good job, much better, much better. Tip, 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 more tipping, good. That's much better. Let's go down a little bit further. I want to get off this ridge. People come down here pretty fast. Beautiful, nice. Seen that downhill ski aggressively enough. We'll work on that a little bit. You fall a little bit back into a wedge at the beginning of the turn, so I'll give you some suggestions on how to eliminate that. There's not anything terribly wrong with that. The only issue is that...
Yeah, see, that was nearly a border versus
Hey,
granddad,
be
but
more careful.
He nearly took you out there, Nicholas. You had about that much between you there.
It sounded like that snowboarder was quite close to me.
He was that.
Not that it matters. Okay, I'm seeing a little bit of a wedge in a couple of, I guess, everybody's turns, especially Julie Years. And the reason for that is you're not releasing this downhill edge aggressively enough. So what I want you to think about doing is to release it, raise your instep here. And that'll get you, and just raise it more and more and more. But if you raise that instep, that ski will get on edge and you won't wedge at all. Nothing terribly wrong with the wedge except the fact it's a waste of energy and it makes your hip flexors tired. So the key is to get that out. Rushing the turn means we start the turn. Watch this girl right here. She starts okay, but then she pushes, well, pushes the tail, and that's obvious from the, what do you call that? Rooster tail, snow in the back. So if you see a big rooster tail, it's likely that people are pushing the tails of their skis around instead of riding the edges. Okay? Okay, we're going to go all the way down to the independence chair and take it up. And coming all the way around, we call that completing the turn, so we have a nice C shape.
Yeah.
And remember, what we're doing now is we're doing speed control using the shape of the turn. So if we don't have those skis coming back up the hill, we're not going to slow down. Atta girl, very nice. Very nice. You were right on it, dead on. That was sweet. Remember, our goal now is to use the shape of the turn to slow us down. And if the minute you get off the flat part of the ski's trying to go straight. So if you're coming around here and somewhere in this phase right here, you start flattening the ski, then you know you want to be over here with the point of the ski. So what you do, you start flattening the ski here, and the only way you think to get over here is to point the ski over here. But pointing the ski over here on a flat ski really doesn't get the ski over here. It gets the tips pointing this way, but you'll just start sliding sideways or straight forward. So the reason we want to hold that edge so long is we'd like to complete the turn, meaning the turn is coming almost back uphill, and it will be back uphill on a steep slope to control our speed. Good? So our task now is to work on the upper body for countering, dragging our poles. That's it. Good job, Mark. Good job. I don't know if you can feel the counter, but you should.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it, Julie. That's what we're looking for.
Leaning downhill, the upper part does make a big difference.
Yeah.
But I say, kind of the start, all I've got to remember is knees into the hill.
Yeah, knees in.
Body down the hill. That's
Right.
kind of like the way.
Yeah.
You know.
In depth. Keep going, you're good. Keep going, Julie, I'll follow you. Keep skiing down. I'll follow you.
He'll follow you with the camera. Keep going down.
Probably a bad place to stop. We're right behind those trees. Atta girl. Drag that bottom pole. Put the bottom pole in the snow. That's very good. Keep the knees apart. You're dropping into a little bit of an A-frame. Keep the legs straight up and down. Keep going, Nicholas. I'll video you. Keep on going. I'll follow you. I need to get a video of Mark doing his how to look cool when you take off.
Well, yeah, I need more slope to do that, though.
Huh?
I need more slope to do that.
This isn't enough?
No, not really.
Well, slide down here. It's a little bit steeper down here.
Yeah, where are we going?
We're going to take this road as far as we can, and then we're going to take a left turn and go down to the base of Peak 8 and take the chair up. We got Mark doing this how to look really cool when you take off.
Ready then?
Go.
No, that was really crap. I'm sorry.
We'll get a steeper one.
Yeah,
I know the perfect place.
I think Nicholas on a tree route.
Oh no, is he okay?
Yeah, he's okay.
Did he go down?
He just came off, yeah.
Oh. Did you hurt our trees?
Did I hurt your trees?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay.
I hurt the tree.
And yourself?
No.
Okay.
I ended up on the ground, and when I got up, I was facing the wrong direction on the path.
Oh no.
So, seems to have recovered now.
Okay. That's going up 6 chair. We're on the way now, Mark and Julia and me, and we're going to go up 6 chair, and then we're going to take the Imperial chair up and ski the ridge line down, back, down to lunch. Just skied an intermediate slope. Let's try to keep the skis closer together.